CTV News with Carlyle Fiset.
Good evening. Thanks for joining us. Blizzard conditions for much of our region tonight. High winds, frigid temperatures, and snow squalls. With more on the expected impact, here's Scott Miller.
It's not going to be a night where you want to be out driving with a blizzard warning in effect for an area stretching from Exeter north to Tobermory.
The concern with that is with that fresh snow and the high winds that there's going to be some whiteout conditions and drifting, which we've had here before, obviously.
But tonight might be on the extreme end of bad winter weather with 70 to 90 kilometer-an-hour wind gusts, 20 to 40 centimeters of snow, and minus 20 to 25 degree temperatures expected.
Hey, listen, this is where we live. You know, we can expect some inclement weather. Prepare, plan ahead. Discuss your plan with your loved ones. You know, when you set out, where are you going to go? Make sure that cell phone's charged up. Clear off all the windows on your car. Make sure you've taken the time to fill up your washer fluid. Make sure you have lots of fuel. All those basic reminders, but, you know, we still have to say it because people find themselves in situations they're not prepared.
Solden says he really encourages drivers to consider staying home tonight due to the forecast conditions, and at minimum to check out municipal511.ca before heading out to see what roads are closed and what road conditions are out there.
You can zoom in on the province. Actually, you can look at the entire province, not just our area. But it really gives you a good overview where the bad weather is happening and where the road closures are. And then motorists can make a more, a better decision before they head out on the roads, whether that's a good idea or not.
In Midwestern Ontario, Scott Miller, CTV News.
Meanwhile, Middlesex London health officials have extended an extreme cold weather alert. Wind chill values expected to fall as low as minus 27 overnight. Health unit officials say extended exposure to those conditions can be dangerous. A temporary overnight warming center at the Boyle Community Center is open right now until 9 a.m. Julie Anderson will have much more on the weather story a little later in the newscast. Provincial police say they're investigating a crash south of London which caused multiple road closures. It happened at Highbury and Ferguson Line in central Elgin this afternoon. According to police, a driver heading north collided with a transport truck, their vehicle ending up in the ditch. However, when officers arrived on the scene, they say that driver wasn't there anymore. Police say they located the driver a couple hours later and they were taken to hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. The LHSC supervisor is calling out prior hospital leadership members for letting the facility's infrastructure deteriorate for years after a code gray was issued Friday night. In Ontario, a code gray indicates a hospital infrastructure failure. According to the LHSC supervisor, one of the transformers went down, disrupting critical equipment like CTs and X-rays. He says the issue was resolved yesterday, but as a result, some emergency patients were transferred to other hospitals, and about 25 patients needed their appointments rescheduled.
Unfortunately, for over a decade, LHSC's focus on preventative maintenance and ongoing repairs to core infrastructure hasn't been the focus. And the individuals involved in being responsible for this were focused on, sadly, their own personal interests. And as a result, these are some of the areas that haven't been maintained. Since I've come to LHSC, clearly this is one of the many foci that have looked at to try to remedy and come up with a plan moving forward.
London is getting a new Walmart coming to the city's southwest in 2028. It won't be far from the White Oaks Walmart, but as Brian Bicknell reports, locals believe there's a big enough customer base for both supercenters.
This barren parcel of land on this cold day could soon become the hottest shopping ticket in town. Walmart has announced plans for its next supercenter at the northwest corner of Warncliffe and Wonderland Roads. It was just a decade ago there was controversy around approving up to 1 million square feet of commercial space within the Southwest Area Plan. But the City Council of the day went ahead anyway.
It's a growing area, a lot of residential development coming this way, and we've been waiting a long time to have this enterprise corridor developed.
Owned by by York Developments, the land is being transformed into a commercial center called The District. The 140,000 square foot Walmart will have groceries, electronics, general merchandise, and a pharmacy. Now, the closest existing Walmart is the Walmart Supercenter at White Oaks Mall here, which is just a few kilometers away. White Oaks Mall management says it will be business as usual here. Nothing changes. In fact, they believe it may even get busier in the years to come.
The location here at White Oaks Mall for Walmart is a very successful one, high traffic store, been around for many, many years, and they have plans to continue to invest in this space here at White Oaks Mall, both interior, exterior plans.
Retail analyst Bruce Winder predicts there will eventually be enough business for both Walmarts in South London.
You know, it's probably going to make sense over time. It's going to cannibalize a little bit the existing Walmart, but certainly there's probably room for two. But 5 kilometers feels a little tight, but you never know.
In the meantime, this Walmart shopper says she'll go where it's most convenient.
I guess whatever is like the less crowded and the easiest to get to, probably.
The new Walmart Supercenter is expected to open in 2028. Brian Bicknell, CTV News.
Officials with an international auto parts manufacturer have announced plans to close their London plant by the end of this year, putting more than 130 employees in a precarious position. Daryl Newcomb has more on the decision and the belief U.S. tariffs are a factor.
Autoneum will close its parts plant in northeast London later this year and consolidate its Canadian operations at a facility in Tillsonburg. It's a difficult but not unexpected loss of 136 jobs in London, including 118 unionized positions, according to Unifor.
We hoped they wouldn't come to this, but the company, they just had consistently been reducing their employment levels. At one time, there was over 300 people that worked there.
Autoneum is a Swiss company that produces automotive carpet and wheelhouse liners at its London facility. Its market has shrunk as vehicle production declines in Ontario.
The Cami facility, the Ford Edge facility in Oakville, that kind of stuff that they produce parts for them, they slowly have reduced their production levels.
A statement from the company doesn't specifically mention American tariffs, but does suggest a belief that the Canadian auto sector won't be turning around anytime soon. The statement explains, quote, the ongoing decline in automotive industry volumes, combined with changes in customer production patterns, continues to have a significant impact on our Canadian operations. Dominguez is calling on the federal government to put North American automakers on notice. If they want to sell here, build here.
We still buy 2.5–3 million cars a year, Canadians. So, other than Toyota and Honda, nobody else seems to be building here. So why should they be able to sell here?
Unifor has begun preliminary negotiations with Autoneum about the potential to transfer some of the workers from London to Tillsonburg.
For those who want to transfer, we're hoping to be in the 40 to 50% of the work that's done in London that goes to Tillsonburg and stays in Canadian shores.
Autoneum's London facility will close before the end of this year. Daryl Newcomb, CTV News.
A senior government source has told CTV News federal government leaders are thinking about sending a small contingent of soldiers to Greenland participating in NATO training exercises. With the latest developments in the American president's takeover mission, here's Mike Lecouture.
The picturesque landscape of Greenland could soon host a handful of Canadian soldiers. The members of our military would participate in training exercises with a number of European allies.
They framed it as a long-planned military exercise.
Canada's former ambassador to NATO says these deployments were originally planned to deter Russian action, but it could have the same effect on President Trump.
Trump is taking it as a message, and perhaps, unspoken, the allies will think of that as a way of changing Trump's risk calculus.
Canada's troop commitment would likely be less than the dozen soldiers Germany is sending to Greenland. Still, there could be blowback for Canada, as U.S. President Donald Trump is threatening tariffs on any ally that sends troops.
Just to show the Americans that, you can't push around a NATO ally and threaten to take over a country against their will.
To minimize the political fallout, some suggest appealing to Trump in a different way.
Try to turn the tables a little bit and say, let's all be in this together when it comes to the defense of the Arctic in North America. rather than make it appear as if somehow we're marshalling a force to defend Greenland from the Americans.
NBC News is also reporting Trump is complaining to aides about Canada's vulnerability in the Arctic. That's despite Canada already committing $6 billion to an over-the-horizon radar system for the far north.
We have to do more in our Arctic, but we also have to be kind of calm. More important thing is to work with our Arctic allies to deter and to get ready for any threat.
But the source of that threat in a rapidly changing geopolitical landscape depends on where you are in the world. Mike Lecouteur, CTV News, Ottawa.
Premier Doug Ford delivered a highly critical speech today, calling out the federal government's deal to lower tariffs on Chinese electric vehicles. With more on his message to the Rural Ontario Municipal Association conference, here's Siobhan Morris.
On a convention stage in downtown Toronto.
Once the camel gets his head in a tent, his whole body's in the tent.
And again at the Ontario Legislature.
All we got is a massive threat.
The Premier panning the deal that will allow up to 49,000 electric vehicles from China into Canada.
I'm not too sure if President Trump wants Chinese spy vehicles coming across the border.
While this cybersecurity expert isn't aware of any data sharing from EVs.
Unless we're able to validate and verify each and every single component, knowing that security is built right in from the get-go.
Those fears aren't going anywhere, and we have sort of a recent example of this.
The Canadian government stopped Huawei, which was a Chinese company, from building the 5G infrastructure within Canada for the very same concerns.
Doug Ford skeptical that Chinese car manufacturers will ever build in Canada. Worried about the future of existing Ontario auto workers.
Yeah, I'm a little ticked off of the PM, but he's coming over hopefully for a sandwich, maybe a pizza or something.
Ford reveals he only got a few hours heads up on the deal with deep implications for Ontario. The call from a minister, not Mark Carney.
Prime Minister knows my number, and I thought we had a good enough relationship that he'd give me a quick text or a little bit of communication. That never happened. That's fine. Like I said, I know where I stand with him.
The opposition leader sees the Premier as trying to deflect blame.
You know what? If you're not at the table, you are on the menu. And that's what happened to Ontario with this deal.
The Premier's been calling on Ottawa to back away from the requirement to have all new vehicles sold be either electric or hybrid by 2035. A senior federal government source tells CTV News a new auto strategy is coming next month. At Queen's Park, Siobhan Morris, CTV News.
Strathroy-Caradoc police say they've identified multiple suspects through an arson investigation from last fall. Emergency crews were called to the former Strathroy Brewing Company on November 25th. They say the fire was quickly extinguished and no injuries were reported. According to police, 4 minors have since been, quote, dealt with under the Youth Criminal Justice Act, with no further details provided. Local leaders are pushing for a transfer of ownership for Highbury Avenue. According to a transportation master plan from Elgin County, traffic on Highbury is expected to triple as new industry developments come online around St. Thomas. There's a political push to have the provincial government take on ownership of Highbury, taking financial responsibility for maintenance and improvements.
Having it as a provincial asset not only takes that capital asset off of our books as well as the ongoing maintenance of it, but allows it to be developed as a strategic provincial corridor in partnership with the province and the opportunities that come along with doing so.
The provincial government is already funding a twinning project for Highway 3, anticipating increased traffic on that roadway as well. St. Thomas firefighters had a chance to strap into a virtual reality simulator recently for a training exercise unlike any they'd had before. Brent Lale has more on the technology redefining how first responders prepare.
Command to P1. Dispatch has reported a fire on the main floor with 2 patients inside.
The creators of Expert VR are hoping to change the way firefighters train.
Just confirming, you've got reports of 3 victims. We never know what we're going to step off the truck to, so from fire to any different kinds of things, we can work on all these.
With help from real firefighters, Drew McNeil and Evan Sittler Bates have been developing this technology for 6 years. Now they are taking it across the province.
I practice anything from radio communications, suppression techniques, 360 size-ups, and a variety of other tools.
This week, they were in southwestern Ontario.
We also have fire and smoke showing from the Alpha Bravo corner.
We don't have the luxury of having a large staff where we can take trucks out of service, nor do we have the luxury of having a concrete physical training center. So that being said, this allows us to train in a classroom like this. We're a small department. We're made up of 60 personnel, and we don't want to tax them any more than we have to.
We have a victim in the basement. I've never done VR before, so this is new to me, and I think a lot of us as well, it was new. Super fun, though. Our big thing is communicating, working on that and moving forward, and trying different scenarios would help.
Every time we put someone in a headset for the first time, we see their eyes light up, and, everyone needs to get comfortable with the technology, but once they've gone through 2 or 3 times, we really see that uptick in their ability to adapt.
This technology from the Niagara Falls-based company is funded by the province. They can build skills without the risk or cost of physical training.
They're not wearing their bunker gear, so your senses in that regard aren't like they would be on a physical training center or event. But you are occupying some senses. It's only ever going to get better. And as it stands right now, we have benefited greatly from this training. And there are talks about buying this training device for our fire department.
3 patients extricated, fires extinguished.
Brent Lale, CTV News.
Still ahead, can Canada's hospitals withstand a World Cup surge? Doctor concerns ahead of this summer's major sporting spectacle. Canada's main stock index was helped today by gains in the basic materials sector. The TSX gained 50 points. American markets were closed for Martin Luther King Day. The Canadian dollar added 1/5 of a cent. On commodity markets, gold gained more than $81 an ounce, and oil was up 9 cents a barrel. The latest inflation numbers show the cost of living heading in the wrong direction, a year-over-year increase of nearly 2.5%. Part of that has to do with last year's tax holiday and serious increases in the grocery aisle. With more on the data, here's Geneviève Beauchemin.
In these cookies, there's a secret ingredient.
You have a passion for coffee.
I'm obsessed, a little bit. Stephanie Presta started a home business, Montreal Latte Heart, combining that shot of caffeine with another passion, baking.
So I infuse my cookies with my coffee, and the coffee makes the flavors really come out of the cookies.
But that is now a recipe for higher costs. The latest Statistics Canada inflation numbers show coffee went up 30% annually, and that sweets were also pricier.
Weather variability and lower yields just means that there's less coffee beans being produced and there's more global demand. That's driving the prices up.
A similar story has unfolded for beef prices. They're up 16%. The cattle stock in Canada is low, boosting prices. Coffee and beef are the main staples that saw a 5% hike annually for grocery items. But overall, many economists see some positive signs for food inflation in the report.
If you take out beef and some of the secondary effects on proteins, take out coffee, take out a couple of other things that have had extreme weather issues, the news is relatively optimistic for food prices going forward.
For Presta, relief from rising prices could mean investing in her passions is worth all the hard work.
There were moments this Christmas where I was like, what am I doing? Why am I doing this?
And with the cost of dining out going up too, it's hard to find a treat at a sweet price. Geneviève Beauchemin, CTV News, Montreal.
Good evening. Blowing snow, flurries continue, and bitterly cold temperatures, waking up to wind chills tomorrow morning close to -25. Bonnie Fletcher, thanks so much for sending this photo in of Hooch. She said Hooch was out making the snowman. Lots of snow in the extended forecast, and flurries continue. There'll be some flurries first thing in the morning. Temperature holding steady at -16. I'll have your local weather details with more snow on the way. Snow producing system and lake effect snow. That combo will leave us with a snowy week. Your weather forecast is right after this.
Welcome back on the desk with Julie Atchison now. And as we saw earlier in Scott Miller's story, just the intensity of some of the weather conditions across our region. I guess now really the question is, how much longer are we in the mix for this?
Yeah, well, this week, I mean, we're going to see rounds of snowfall, flurries, blowing snow. So this continues, Carlyle. Today, whiteout conditions, and as you saw, blizzard-like conditions, walls of snow after rounds of snowfall, of course. All of that is whipping across the highway today, led to lake effect snow. We have a snow producer on the way as we head into Wednesday. So lots going on. It's cold. Temperatures dropping tonight in London down to about -16. We've had another Arctic cold front come through. This brings us that reinforcing push of cold air. The lakes are still open. Of course, with these colder temperatures, we'll start to see a significant amount of freezing going on. But at this point, wide open lakes lead to lake effect snow, and southern Ontario being hammered today by these cold winds over Lake Huron. The winds have been out of the west, 30 with gusts to 50. Those strong wind gusts continue out there tonight with blowing snow. Now, temperatures are dropping. You can already feel the change underway. We are going to see wind chills tonight close to -25. So that's what it's going to feel like. Overnight lows dropping anywhere from -14 to -16 in most areas. And then you add another -10 to that. So generally about -24 to -26. As we head out, 36 hours, so still snow squalls tomorrow morning, especially in through southern Grey and Bruce County and the Bruce Peninsula. This is a solid snow squall that's coming off Georgian Bay, making its way through the Collingwood and Barrie area. South of that, London will see some breaks, but still some flurries first thing in the morning. In terms of accumulation, not expecting it snow to accumulate in London through the day. As we head into tomorrow, we will really start to see the flurries winding down. What's going to happen is we'll see a wind shift to the southwest by Tuesday afternoon, and that will shut down the lake effect snow. And you can see it significantly really diminish as we head through the afternoon. Our next snow producer comes in. You can see it by Tuesday night. This will arrive Wednesday with about 5 centimeters of snow in London. North of London, we could see 5 to 10. Behind this system, temperatures start to drop off once again. Another Arctic cold front will move through midweek, and we're in for it. This weekend is going to be one of the coldest weekends, with overnight lows dropping between about -20 to -24. That's not even factoring in the wind chill. So in terms of snowfall, additional accumulations towards the Bruce Peninsula, another 15 centimeters as we head through the overnight and into tomorrow. The rest of the region will be under about 5 centimeters, and in London, just trace amounts. Flurries in the forecast, feeling like -27 first thing in the morning, -12. That's the forecast high for your Tuesday afternoon. -3 on Wednesday with the milder conditions comes the snowfall, and then Thursday a drop down to -7. Temperatures will continue to fall from there Friday, Saturday into Sunday. Daytime highs from -10 to -12, with overnight lows from -21 to -22. Folks, this is well below normal for this time of year. Daytime highs are close to about -3, so really feeling winter's chill and winter's vengeance, that's for sure. -10 tomorrow in Midwestern Ontario, another couple centimeters expected in through Huron, Perth, and a bit higher toward Grey Bruce. -4 with another 5 to 10 centimeters on the way Wednesday, and then flurries and blowing snow to follow Thursday, and a blast of cold coming in for the weekend. Carlyle, back to you.
Thank you, Julie. Canadian doctors are raising concerns ahead of this summer's FIFA World Cup. They say with hundreds of thousands of visitors comes a potential strain on our healthcare system, which, as Heather Wright reports, may be unprepared for a worst-case scenario.
As Toronto and Vancouver prepare to host the beautiful game, some doctors are calling out the ugly reality of large events.
My main concern as an emergency physician is healthcare system capacity.
Dr. Catherine Varner says there are serious vulnerabilities in the healthcare system that need to be addressed before hundreds of thousands of soccer fans arrive in Toronto and Vancouver later this year. She warns if there is a mass casualty event, the system might not be able to handle it.
At the Lapu Lapu Festival last year, the shooting that occurred at the Raptors parade, and working in the emergency department those nights in the World Series, I was just holding my breath, hoping that nothing like that happened, because we had so little capacity.
In a separate risk assessment, Public Health Ontario warns that measles, foodborne illnesses, and COVID-19 pose moderate health risks surrounding the World Cup.
As we get closer and closer to the event, is keeping a very close eye on what is happening globally for these infectious diseases.
At a committee meeting today, some Toronto City councillors called on the province and Ottawa to help with added costs like healthcare.
So we're hoping that our partners and other orders of government will continue to be at the table with us and really taking a serious look about their financial responsibilities.
When Ontario's premier was asked if the province would invest more into healthcare ahead of the tournament, he didn't address any World Cup specific funding.
We're going to continue making sure that we deliver great health care at convenient locations.
It is expected to cost nearly $400 million to host 6 World Cup matches here in Toronto. The price tag in Vancouver could be as high as $600 million for 7 matches. The first game played here in Canada goes June 12th. Heather Wright, CTV News, Toronto.
CTV News London has a newsletter helping you start your day with the latest local headlines. By signing up, you'll get local news content from CTV London direct to your inbox, including top stories, the forecast, and videos. You can sign up at ctvnewslondon.ca. Finally tonight, hands-on experience for local high school students exploring a potential career. Lauren Stallone has more on the new barber course and its early popularity.
For these students, high school isn't just about grades, but also about mastering the perfect fade.
I've learned how to cut hair really nice and lots of other skills.
Westminster Secondary School has introduced a new barbering course, the first of its kind at Thames Valley District School Board.
So many of our students that attend Westminster, they have a really big interest in barbering. A lot of them are doing it already at home.
I watched a couple of videos on YouTube. It seemed really interesting. I felt like I want to try it. I tried it, practiced a little bit on my brothers.
Students begin by practicing on mannequins before moving on to real haircuts. This offers hands-on experience that prepares them for a career in the hairstyling industries.
So we focus first on proper haircutting techniques, obviously using our clippers, our trimmers, fading techniques.
Westminster students can book free appointments with the barbering class, creating a unique experience for both the student behind the chair and the client in it.
You can do anything, basically anything you want, make mistakes, but at the end of the day, you're going to still be learning from your mistakes.
Every shave marks more than a finishing touch. It marks the beginning of a career.
Do you think that's something that you would do in the future?
Probably, yeah. Yeah, there's a good chance.
Lauren Stallone, CTV News.
That's it for us. Thanks for watching. For all of us at CTV News London, I'm Carlyle Fiset. Have a good night.